Welcome back to Sales Insights with Sarah. This is the podcast for sales professionals and business leaders looking to implement new strategies and drive sales growth in their organisations. I'm your host, Sarah Downs, and my guests and I will be sharing with you some of our own experiences in business and sales insights to help you gain focus and take action. Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Sales Insights with Sarah podcast. So today I would like to talk about handling rejection in sales. This is something that comes up time and time again in conversations I have around the mindset for sales success. And it's definitely something that a lot of people in sales, in business, in life don't handle very well and struggle to deal with. Now, I don't think that any one of us is 100% rejection proof. So that's definitely not what we're going for here today. We all allow rejection in sometimes and it can affect us. But when you're doing a job like sales, you come across way more rejection than most other professions. And therefore, it's really critical to master how you handle or deal with rejection. So first of all, let's talk about where you may come across rejection within that sales process. So usually it's right at the start. You know, for companies that are using cold calling methods, you're going to have more calls slammed down or no's, I don't have time for this responses. Then you're going to have, full on conversations where you're able to move it to the next step. And that's okay. You're also going to get it once the sales conversation starts. You're going to have people saying, I'm not buying from you, you're too expensive, or I'm not buying from you, you're in the wrong location. It could be anything. Now, let's reframe rejection into objection. So we've spoken about in previous podcast episodes, seeing objections as a positive thing. Because when we are faced with objections, it allows us to filter people into and out with our pipeline and only spend time with those prospects that are likely to buy from us. Now, when you get the very initial rejection of, I don't have time for this call, and the phone slams down, that's slightly different. That's very much rejection, I guess, at the time. But if you reframe it as an objection, they just didn't have time right now, try again later or try a different way of communicating with them. But most of the things that salespeople see as rejection, for example, you're too expensive, is really an objection. Now, if a client is saying to me that I'm too expensive, that tells me that I haven't spent enough time or effort on selling value on that occasion. If they say, I don't have the budget for this, that's slightly different. That's not them saying it's expensive and it's not worth this price. It's just that they may not have the budget right now. So let's think of something else. We have on a frequent basis, it could be that it's not quick enough. So again, if they're saying that I need this faster and therefore I'm not going to buy it from you, could be product, then have you given them the right options so that they understand that there are different ways to buy it, different timescales? Have you sold the value enough so that they're willing to wait that little bit longer? So it's really about reframing it. Now, as human beings, if we are knocked back on countless occasions, time after time after time, the chances are we are going to let that fester. We're going to let that start to affect us unless we have self-awareness. So what I would urge everyone listening to this to do is try and be self-aware in sales, probably an hourly basis, let alone daily or weekly. After each call, just do a mini debrief in your head. How did that make you feel? If you're feeling rejected, try and turn that around. The same after your meetings, just have that mini debrief within your head. If it helps, maybe talk to a colleague or your sales manager about it. And just try and think, how am I feeling? Am I feeling positive or negative? If you're feeling negative, why are you feeling negative? Are you feeling rejected personally? Is it maybe been an objection that you've not been able to overcome for the prospect? Just be self-aware. And the other thing that people, I guess, often do is they take these objections or rejections personally. Now, sometimes we can just get people on a bad day. We're all capable of being a little bit grumpy. Most of us will do it with those closest to us, that be our family or close friends. Not everyone will bring it into the professional environment, but many do. So again, sometimes salespeople can get confused because they can have a great conversation with a prospect one week, and then the next week they're just shutting off from them and throwing loads of objections, or as they're seeing it or feeling it, rejection over to them. Now, this is more their problem than it is yours. So it's not about trying to fight them on it necessarily during that meeting or that call. It's maybe just saying simply, it sounds like you're a bit distracted right now, or it sounds like this isn't your priority right now. Let's set up a meeting for Tuesday of next week at this time. And, make your, goal and your focus just to move it on to that next step and identify whether this is or is not the time or place to have this conversation. So again, try not to take the things that your prospects are saying personally. It's usually a business decision. It's usually focused on their, state of mind at the time of the conversation. So yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say today. But please do be self-aware of how you feel. If you're feeling rejected, try and turn that around and don't allow other people's problems to come onto you. If you feel like it's personal rejection, the likelihood is it's not. So that's everything from me today, guys. Hope you're all well. Take care. Thank you for listening to the Sales Insights with Sarah podcast. Remember to subscribe if you haven't already, so that you are notified of every new episode. If you could take a few minutes to leave a review, it would be greatly appreciated. See you next time.